The following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
You're now tuned into a Planet Fanatics production.
I am the Senate. Do it. Do it.
What is up? What's going on, fellow fanatics? I know it's been a bit of a spell. It's been like a week or two since I was last live solo. Been trying to get some things together, man, for the channel. I told you I had to get my editor back together. I had to get some new things for the layout, what you guys are looking at. Yeah, I wanted to make things a little bit better. So yeah, here we are today, back on the grind. We're going to be hitting it back every single day. That is Monday through Friday. I know today's Wednesday, but Monday through Friday, and we'll be streaming and talking all the latest movie news, hot topics, and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate all of you guys that are here. Groovy, you were the first person here. I appreciate it. Ghost, appreciate you making a stream at the very beginning. You said that for the first time. Andre, appreciate you, and Junior, appreciate you as well. Appreciate everybody that is in the chat. People appreciate the people that are just watching. We got some things to talk about. There's been a lot of things going on. From Sony leaking their own trailers to the Russo brothers saying that we're back at phase 0. House of the Dragon reviews are in. X-Men are being talked about. We finally got some news on Shang-Chi. Michael is once again continuing to do the numbers that we all, well, I don't want to say we all, that most of us knew Michael was going to do. We finally got a Shrek 5 trailer. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Brian Tyler or Tyree Henry being possibly being Two-Face in Batman 2 with Pattinson. Then we're going to talk about some of these X-Men rumors and some of these celebrities that are throwing their hat in the ring to join the MCU during the Mutant Saga. So we're going to talk about a lot of things and more. So let's get into everything that's going on and talk about it. So we can go ahead and actually let's start with the trailers. Let's go with the trailers first. Let's start with Shrek. So Shrek 5. Shrek 5 was one that we all knew was coming. We all knew Shrek 5 was coming. It was something that was announced. Cameron Diaz came out of retirement to do Shrek 5. I'm a huge Shrek fan. Well, let me put it this way. I love the first two are my favorite. I like 3, 4 I'm not a fan of. 3 is fine. The first 2 are great, and from what I've seen from the critics and things that have seen this, people that have left reviews or whatever, they're saying that, or not seen it. I guess seen it. They are saying that it's as good as 2. It's as good as 2 is what is out there right now, and for me, that's fine because honestly, 2 is my favorite one. I really do like 1, but 2 is hilarious. So that's fine with me. I liked the trailer. I did like this trailer. I don't think that the animation bothered me as much as I thought it was going to bother me. From the very first snippet that they gave us, the animation, it is not obviously the early 2001, 2002 animation that we had with Shrek, but I'm open to what we've got so far. It didn't bother me or, really take me that much out of it. So let's look at this trailer and then we'll talk about it. Yeah, it didn't it wasn't bad to me. I saw a lot of people saying they didn't like it, not like the animation. And the animation, like I said from the start, it's different. Obviously, it's not the animation. If you grew up on Shrek, it's not that same animation, but it is still looks good to me. It doesn't look bad. So I will be checking Shrek out. I was always going to check Shrek out. Like I said, I grew up with Shrek, so I was always going to be checking that out. But this is what that comicbookmovie.com is saying about it. It says next summer, DreamWorks Animation invites audiences for a thrilling, magical new comedy adventure from one of the most beloved global animated franchises of all time, Shrek 5. As a sequel, 17 years in the making, Shrek Forever After was released way back in 2010. Comedy legends Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz all return in their roles, Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona. Then you've got Zendaya joining as his daughter, and then some others. That goes on to say, what's his name? Skylar from Superman. That he plays. What's his name? He's getting the show. Jimmy Olsen plays Jimmy Olsen. That's right. So Skylar's playing, I guess, one of the brothers as well. Goes on to say, taking us on a trip to the further away. We get to see a mix of new and returning faces and plenty of long-running franchises' signature humor. Shrek, however, appears to have slimmed down a little since we last saw him. Fatherhood has worked on him, to be fair. And then it says, this is Eddie Murphy saying, I've always said I would do Shrek forever. Donkey is a great character to play. I have a whole cast, so I was always excited when it was like, hey, they're doing another one and they want to do a Donkey one too. I'm totally into that. I come in hot every vocal session. But what are they saying about the plot? What's the movie about? Shrek 5 is directed by acclaimed filmmaker and Shrek franchise veterans, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. The movie is produced, so we don't know. Let's see. Hold on. Deadline. Deadline says, do we have a plot deadline? Plot points for Shrek 5 have been kept quiet, but the teaser indicates that the film involves Shrek, which following includes the two sons and the daughters going on an adventure. Okay, so if you remember, My Time to Shine Hello had said like a long time ago that this was going to get really meta and they were going to like break into the real world or something like that. And there was going to do like but I don't think that that's happening. So either My Time is full of shit or they changed that, because remember she also says that she was the reason that they put the trailer out when they put the trailer out, because she had spoiled that they were what was in the trailer and that they were going to put the trailer out and blah blah blah, which she did say before. She had said that before the trailer even came out. So maybe she was on, maybe she wasn't, I don't know, but it doesn't look like this is going to get meta, and I hope it doesn't. I never wanted that from the beginning. So let me see if I can find one more thing on, because there's got to be something out there for that plot. What did the little Google AI assistant say? In Shrek 5, Shrek and Donkey leave the swamp for a whirlwind big city adventure in the magical city of Further Away. The plot follows the ogre family alongside their new teenage children, leading to unexpected chaos where Shrek, Fiona, and the kids find themselves thrown into jail. Okay, well, that's not the plot, but that's fine. So plot's being kept secret as of right now, but Shrek 5, like I said, from the animation, doesn't look bad to me. I saw a lot of people complaining about it, but I think it looks fine. They weren't hiding that this is still the same franchise as far as the cussing and the more mature jokes and things like that. A lot of those again went over my head as a child, but when I went back and watched Shrek as an adult and things like that, like for example, the Merry Men song that they sing when Robin Hood and his Merry Men come up on Shrek and Fiona in the very first film. Definitely not a song for children, but Shrek has never been a strictly child's franchise. So I'll be checking it out. You guys let me know what you guys are thinking. Did you like the trailer? Did you think that the animation looked like crap? Or will you be checking it out in summer of next year? Let me know what you guys think. All right, let's move to the next thing here. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk Michael. So it was always strange. It's always strange to me when people don't understand Michael Jackson. So for the many people out there that did not think that this film was going to hit $1 billion, even with it hitting streaming, it is currently the number one streaming movie currently. Not only is it the number one streaming movie currently, it also is still the number one movie in the world, I believe. On top of that, it is projecting to cross $950 million on Sunday. To beat Oppenheimer, it needs to pass 975 million, which it's going to do. So it is steadily climbing and steadily climbing and steadily climbing. I've seen things out there that are saying that they would like to get Michael, which would be nice. I don't see that happening, but it would be very nice if that could happen, but it's not. To $1 billion by June of June 25th, because that is the anniversary date of his death, his passing. So it'd be nice to get it there, but I damn guarantee you on that date, the theaters are probably going to be flooded with people going to rewatch the film over and over and over again, because that's just the effect of Michael. People have been treating this as a concert anyway, going to see it 5, 10, 15 times. I have now seen it 7 times. I've seen it here. I've seen it. I didn't watch it streaming at home because I'm not paying that ticket. They were wanting like $34, $20 for the. I'm like, well, what the hell? I'll go pay to see it at the movie theater for that price. So people are still treating this movie weeks and months after its release. Back in, what was it? When did this release? What was this, in May? Back in May, early May, that they were, or April rather, that they were, people were treating this like a concert. People were seeing this over and over and over and over again. Whether you are a new Michael fan, whether you are a lifelong Michael fan, or whatever, people are treating this again like a concert. I actually should have sent this video over. Let me see if I can send this video really quick to, because one of the things I'm always talking about is the generational effect that Michael Jackson has on with his fandom. And I've said over and over and over again, you've probably heard me say it, your children's 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 children will know who Michael Jackson is. Okay, I'm gonna send this video. I should have sent this over. This is my nephew, and his father took him to see the Michael movie. And I saw them a few days ago, and he said that ever since the Michael movie, he hasn't stopped talking about it. That's all he's been talking about. He's been mimicking Mike. He's been talking about it, been trying to be all that stuff. And that's that generational effect thing that I'm always talking about with Mike. We are seeing that this is not just older folks. This is not just people that are my age. These are people that Mike was long gone when these children were born. And it again is the effect of Michael Jackson. So once again, I never understood the pushback when it came to this film making $1 billion, whether it be a racism complaint, whether it be a he's a weirdo complaint, or whether it be a whatever complaint like that. Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, regardless of whatever side of the fence you stand on. he is again next to Jesus Christ, the most famous name on planet Earth. So let me show you this really quick. Okay, this is my nephew, and this is him. Well, the first one downloaded, so I'll show that first. Uh, all right. Okay, hold on. The fuck? 1 second. Hold on, damn it. It's not letting me load it. But anyway, like I said, the generational effect of Michael Jackson, just everything that this man did in life is way too big for anybody to try to reduce Mike to what was it, 720 or 9 whatever or 8 whatever or 5 whatever. This film was always going to do $1 billion, and the second one is going to do just the same. I have already seen people gearing up for the second one on in TikToks, on Instagram Reels, or whatever it is, all over the internet, because Michael is currently everywhere. This is what is being said over the most recent passing of the box office, where it is currently. So this is coming from Just Jared, and it says Michael nears 1 billion at the box office, eyes major all-time record. Michael is making major moves worldwide months after its April release. Months after its April release. The Michael Jackson biopic has now brought in over 932.2 million at the global box office as of the weekend, nearing the $1 billion mark per Variety. The film adding 21 million globally in its eighth weekend of release, and is about to pass the 950 million mark. If the movie passes 975 million, it will zoom past Oppenheimer as the highest grossing biopic of all time. It's already the biggest musical biopic. Where'd that go? It's already the biggest musical biopic of all time, surpassing Bohemian Rhapsody's $911 million record. Going on to say the number still comes without Japan's full tally, as the movie didn't open until June 12th. Michael similarly surpassed the third highest grossing musical biopic weeks ago, 2022's Elvis, which grossed over 288 million worldwide. The film arrived in theaters April 24th and was directed by Antonia. We already know that part, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes in the synopsis of what it is. Then it goes in to say the sequel to the smash hit movie is in the works at Lionsgate. Main executive had revealed some details about the fans and what to expect and blah, 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 blah. What does it say here? Find out what may happen in the sequel. The sequel to the smash hit movie Michael is in the works at Lionsgate, and main executives have revealed some details about what fans can expect. The first movie in the Michael franchise charts at the beginning of his career as the child singer in the Jackson 5, and eventually launching a solo career, much to the dismay of his father. The movie ends, blah, 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 blah. Michael's real life, blah, 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 blah. We know that. All right. Lionsgate Studio, Pictures Chair, Adam Fogelson is opening up about the progress being made in the development of the sequel during a call about the studio's quarterly earnings. Fogelson said, all the conversations that we've been having with all of the appropriate parties continue to go exponentially well. And I would say that there is a ton of incredibly entertaining Michael Jackson story. What? I would say that there is a ton of incredibly entertaining Michael Jackson story, and much of the biggest and most popular part of the music catalog that were not touched upon in the first film. The movie will cover different parts of Michael's life, even moments that were part of the first film's timeline. Okay. Deadline reports. We can go forward and backwards in telling the story. There's so many other events that happened even in the time frame of the original movie that weren't touched on. So we're very, very confident that we've got an incredibly entertaining movie that will appeal once again to the global audience as a piece has come together. Okay. Yeah, the sequel is going to do just the same. The sequel's also is going to do just the same because you are going to be covering we're going to be going into the history. We're going to be going into Invincible. We are going to be going into the bad era. We're going to be going into what is it? Bad history. I'm missing one. Why am I missing one? We're going to be going into that part of Mike's life, and it's definitely going to still be the same box office smash that this one was. However, thank you, dangerous era. Thank you. However, the difference with this one is they are going to dive into some of the darker moments in Michael's life, so it is going to be a bit harder of a watch. That is something that Antonio Fuqua has said from the very beginning, is that they are not going to shy away from the very real things that were said, but this is going to be from Michael's perspective. This is going to be the truth, not what Netflix is trying to stuff down people's throats with their stock dropping, by the way. And now that's not evident. There's no evidence that is because of the trash Michael Jackson documentary that they have put out. However, their stock did drop after that documentary got put out. People are already, notice. I didn't watch it, and I'm not going to, but people are already noticing a lot of the things. I've seen clips from it. People are noticing a lot of the things from that were said in the documentary were either clips that were altered. If it wasn't clips that were altered, from my understanding, the entire documentary is narrated by the same people that were on the 17-year witch hunt with the FBI. I forget the news anchor, whatever her name was. She is one of the main voices on the documentary, and she was after Mike with from the whole Gavin thing, with the the Grivos, however you say their last name, that family from the very beginning with Gavin. She was one of the news anchors that was after this witch hunt. She said that she had a tape of Michael Jackson in Italy partying with some boys and smoking and all this kind of stuff which was never real. So you've got people like that are narrating the Netflix documentary, which make it, to me, it's not zero credibility. So, and the people that are feeding into the Netflix documentary also, I had somebody tell me the other day, you had me so convinced that Michael Jackson was innocent all these years. You've had me so convinced, but I watched the documentary. Darius, I'm telling you, he's so guilty. And it really takes everything in me not to like really. I think you guys think is like an act when I'm to really not cuss you the absolute fuck out when you come to me with dumbass shit like that. Because what do you mean you watched a 3-episode documentary by the same people that were, again, if the FBI couldn't do it, what is Netflix in if the FBI in 17 years couldn't pin Mike with anything, the same FBI that knew everything about Dr. King, the same FBI that knew everything about J. Edgar Hoover, the same FBI that knew everything about JFK, and the same FBI that's the FBI, if they didn't know anything in a 17-year witch hunt with Mike, what the fuck is Netflix going to tell me in 3 episodes? Not a goddamn thing. So I think the stuff, even with the witch hunt, even with all the stuff that they're currently trying to discredit Mike with the Netflix documentary and whatever, it's still the stuff that the critics were upset about with the first movie, not going into the allegations, which again, I don't understand that with where the movie stops. We stop in 93 at the bad tour. So I don't even think the allegations had been put in place yet. So with where they're going to dive into that, it is going to get dark. It's going to get real. But at the end of the day, Michael was proven innocent on all accounts. So it's I personally wouldn't want a biopic, a second part of the biopic anyway, if you didn't dive into those things. As I've told you guys before, I'm a huge fan of biopics, whether it be a musical biopic or whatever. I love biopics. So I know The Crown is not necessarily a biopic, but The Crown I was a huge fan of on Netflix, and with Netflix working on the Kennedys version of The Crown, going to be starring who plays our young Magneto. I don't know why I'm blanking on names today. Young Magneto. He's going to be starring as Joe Kennedy. That they've done a documentary on the Kennedys before. It was done a while back. It was great then, but if this is going to be the same vein as The Crown, this is going to be fantastic. I mean, the Kennedys are by far my favorite presidential family to ever grace the White House, because you got drama, you got sex, you got drugs, you got murder. It's insane what it's a made for TV family, and that is, I cannot wait for the Kennedy Crown version to drop on Netflix. So I love biopics. So I don't want, if you're going to do a biopic, I want it to be accurate. I want it to be real to what the person's life was, even the ups, the downs, the lows, all that stuff. So I want it to be accurate. But at the end of the day, like I said, Mike was proven innocent on all accounts. So the film is doing what the film is currently doing. It's going to continue to do that. It's going to cross the $1 billion mark. I don't know why anybody ever thought, where's Arthur? Because also, you know what? Actually, I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do Arthur. If you're here, hello. I don't want to call Arthur out yet. I don't want to call Chill out yet. I don't want to call any of the guys out yet. That not until it hits the $1 billion. But when it does hit that $1 billion, I'm going to act an ass. I'm going to act an ass. So if you have not been here during our tit for tats, our back and forths on Michael, if once it hits that $1 billion mark, that is a conversation you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss, because I am going to put it in everybody's face, and we are going to get public apologies towards Michael Jackson. Oh yes, we are going to publicly apologize to Michael for ever doubting him. So we are going to definitely get into it in that conversation when it hits $1 billion. But I don't want to go into it yet, because we haven't hit the $1 billion. We haven't hit the $1 billion yet. But when it does, I'm going to act ass. I'm going to act ass. So don't miss that. Don't miss that. If you're going to bet against somebody, don't make it against Michael. Don't make it against Michael. I think I said this before the film even hit theaters, before we even had the back and forth. I said one of the things Michael does is he is a record breaker. He breaks records in death. He broke records in life. And I said he is going to break the record again for the first ever biopic to hit $1 billion. I remember saying that. I remember saying that to Chill. I remember the same looks that he was giving me and all that stuff. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. But right now, Michael is currently sitting at $932 million. It is going to, it's projected to cross 950 million by this weekend. And then again, the Oppenheimer fans are freaking out on Twitter. They are trying to obviously that's not going to happen, but they're saying they need to re-release Oppenheimer so that we can go bomb the box office and get it back over Michael, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. These are the same people that said never, Michael's not going to hit it. Never. So anyway, if you haven't seen Michael yet, go check out Michael. Go see it over and over and over again. See it with as many people as you can. Let me see if I can send that now. But this is done. Because I want to show you guys him doing this. But yeah, go see Michael. Celebrate Michael. Nothing white supremacy, wacko jacko, or whatever some of the other stuff people were saying in the chat. Some of the ones that were saying in the chat before, none of that stuff affects Michael. Never has, and it never will. Okay, maybe I should just save this to my phone. Maybe I'd do that. And then I'll show you. Okay, that's better. That's better. All right, now let me show you this. We got to go to Canva. You know what, bro? This thing doesn't want you guys to see it. So I don't know. It's not coming up. So I'll try to get it up here later on another time. But let's go to the next thing here. We'll talk about the Spider-Man trailer. Spider-Man trailer that Sony leaked. Let's talk about that a little. Actually, let me go to the chat, see what you guys are saying. See what you guys are saying. What's up, Kenny? Kenny said, Darius kind of nailed the box office prediction. Oh, yeah. And I'm not like, actually, I am tooting a horn because, yeah, I actually am. I'm tooting a horn. I was gonna say I'm not tooting a horn or anything, but yeah, I am. I'm tooting a horn because I always knew what the fuck Michael was gonna do. So I know who Michael is. You can never, ever tell me anything about Mike. I know who Mike is. You can't tell me anything about Mike. What's up? She loves fantasy. She said, everybody who understands Mike knew what to expect. Boom. Bingo. Yahtzee. That's it. Stamina said, oh, going back and forth in time sounds great to me if it's done thoughtfully, because they did miss a bunch, as we all know. Yes. So as I was rewatching it the other day, okay, so I'm posting a reaction video to it because I know a lot of people wanted to see my reaction to it early on. So I said, well, when it posts to streaming, I'm just going to post a reaction video to it. I'm posting a reaction video to it. So when I was rewatching it, doing my reaction the other day, I said the same thing. I said the same thing from the very first time I watched it, but there's just so much for me still. I love this film, but Jackson's The American Dream is still the quintessential Michael film for me, simply because of everything we dive into. There's a scene in the Michael biopic where where Joe is talking to them about doing the we got to get back into it. The Jacksons is our brand. Michael had his solo stuff. That's great. But if we don't get back in it, somebody else can take what we're doing, or basically all that kind of stuff. That's the same scene where Michael walked out when he told him, I told you what to think. They very quickly gloss over Jermaine not being there, and just says, your brother made his decision when he chose to stay with Motown. In the Jackson's American Dream, we dive into why Jermaine, and I get it, this is not, that type of film. This is a Michael film, but we don't have time to dive into every minute detail. But that is something I would have, liked that they dove into more. Not only that, their relationship with Suzanne, I would have liked that they dove into more. The back and forth between Joe and Barry Gordy, the not so much a back and forth, but the tension between, they touched on it briefly, but not really there. Showing how Gordy and Mike, how close they really were. Yeah, there was a lot, like obviously Reby not being there, Randy not being there, Janet not being there, the family dynamic, that stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I wanted them to show more in that film, but overall, great film. But Jackson's The American Dream is still the film. People did a boycott. I didn't watch it. Oh yeah, of the Netflix shit. Yeah. No, I didn't watch it. I refuse to watch it. That it's some BS, and it's, like I said, it's a witch hunt. It's so funny that the critics Rotten Tomatoes score on the Netflix documentary is what it is compared to what they thought of the film, the biopic. Like I said, it's a witch hunt, and it's so much bigger than just trying to defame Michael Jackson. It goes into how powerful Michael was outside of just his onstage presence. That goes into the business side of Mike and things like that, and how ruthless he truly was on the business side of things. And he rubbed people the wrong way. He upset a lot of people, to the point to where he got so powerful that it got to the point where there was like, how do we take Michael Jackson down? And you might be thinking, okay, that's crazy. That's not what it is. That's what it was. That's what it was. Michael never harmed any child, ever. And that documentary is just, again, the timing of it Yes, Diane Diamond. That is her name. That is her name. It was a planned hit piece. Yes. That is her name. It's sad how easy people are swayed. Yeah, it is, you know. I tell you, once I was told that I had to expeditiously leave, I was like, oh no, I'm not joining in the Michael Jackson hate conversation. And if you think, again, from a 3-episode documentary that from Netflix that is a clear hit piece, the timing of it, Mike's name is everywhere. He's at the top of the charts again musically. Got the #1 movie in the world, and then here comes this slanderous Netflix documentary. But you believe it. Same as a clown behavior. I couldn't hold my tongue if someone said that nonsense to me. So salute to your strength. Yeah, had to go. Had to go. I watched the doc. It wasn't, and I wasn't impressed. You watched? I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just the clips and things I see are upsetting enough. So I can't watch them. The full doc. She Loves Fantasy said, I love stories about the Kennedys. Yes, man. The Kennedys, I'm telling you, that is by far the best family to ever step foot in the White House. Made for TV family. Drama. Man, they are a soap opera. Drama, sex, murder, drugs, lies, deceit, cheating, blackmail. Man, I'm telling you, so much shit. That very first series they did with the Kennedys. I might fuck around and go watch that shit today. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. It was so good. So good. Now, you want to talk about villainous fathers? Joe Kennedy. Yeah, them Joes were some villains. Joe Jackson, Joe Kennedy. Joe Kennedy was a villain. A villain. Man, just like Joe Jackson. So yeah. If you watch The Crown, if you were a fan of The Crown on Netflix, and it was amazing. If you haven't seen The Crown, go watch it. If you know anything about the royal family, if you know anything about all of that, and you're interested in it, you should watch The Crown. So the Kennedy series is going to be just like The Crown. What is his name? Did somebody correct me in the who is our young who plays Magneto? Fassbender. Fassbender is playing Joe Kennedy. Let me even see. Do they even know who's playing the rest of the family? Kennedy is an upcoming Netflix historical drama series based on the Frederick something biography, JFK coming of age. Oh, they're basing it off of that. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. Oh, yes, they are. Okay, wait a minute. Let me show you guys. So they are basing the Kennedy Netflix show off of the original biography. That shit was great. This was great. Yeah, Katie Holmes played I don't know why I'm blanking on names. God damn. Jackie. Damn. She played Jackie. You had dude here, forget his name as well, but he played Jack, and then Bobby, and then you had Joe. Marilyn Monroe is in this as well. You've got the Mafia, of course, playing a huge part because the Mafia played a huge role in JFK even making it to being president of the United States. So you got a lot of Sammy Davis. I mean, you got a lot of historical figures a lot of people were involved in some crazy shit, brother. Some crazy shit during that time. Some crazy shit during that time. And the thing about JFK was JFK also, gave a damn about black folks. JFK gave a damn about the needs and wants of black folks. And that is one of the reasons that JFK was hated by some. He was the one that called Bull Connor, told Bull Connor that they are going to open the damn schools, let them black folks in. Yeah, man, great series. So they're doing the same thing. It's the same series, and it's going to be billed as the American answer to the Crown. The multi-season show follows the Kennedy's dynasty rise and promise starting in the 1930s. It stars Michael Fassbender as the patriarch Joseph P. Kennedy. Yeah, so it's an 8-episode. I'm sick of this shit. The 8-episode first season focuses on Joe and Rose Kennedy and their 9 children. It explores young Jack Kennedy, later President JFK, navigating life in the shadows of his older brother, Joe Jr. So it's basically literally this one. I mean, nothing's going to change. It's the same story, the same history, same everything. So yeah, like I said, if you are a fan, brother, go watch that shit, because that's going to be tough. And I just love history, so I'm all for it. Lawrence said they already lost. Yes, they did, Lawrence. They did, but I'm being nice. I'm having grace. I'm gonna let it actually hit the number I said, and then once it actually hits the number I said, then I'm gonna act an ass. But for right now, I'll remain the same. I'm not gonna say anything. So tomorrow's stream, we're not gonna be at 1 billion. So I'm not gonna come in here guns a-blazing, shooting at Arthur and chill. No, Michael might not even be a topic tomorrow. Who knows? But either way, I'm chill. Yep, never go against Mike. Wolverine said MJ gonna be the top. Yes, sir. Stamina said, has Oppenheimer even got fans like that? Hey, they're coming out of the woodworks. The movie was dope, but nobody cared about the man like that to be remotely as passionate, surely. And I saw, I agree with Marcus, like he said too. It's not the film. The film's not even really about Oppenheimer. It's more about the bomb. Yeah, the man created and everything like that, but it's more about the events of the bomb and everybody else involved. John Campy a few weeks ago. I did see that. I remember that, and that's stuck in my brain too. Johnny. John Campia said a few weeks ago, no way Michael makes it past Oppenheimer or make 1 billion. He's been quiet about the movie lately. Yes, he did say that. He did, but it's funny. It's weird, actually, because John is one that said he believes that this is $1 billion film. He believed that it could hit $1 billion. Then because he also said, I don't believe that Japan is going to get it to, Japan alone can get it to $1 billion. Well, I also don't believe, actually, I do believe that Japan, because of the presence the man had in Japan alone could get it to $1 billion. But I think the fundamental thing that people are missing is people are seeing this movie 17 plus times. And that's not an exaggeration. I saw another TikTok the other day of somebody saying was on my way. So in the TikTok, they were walking to another movie. I don't remember what movie they said they were going to see. They were walking to another movie, but they kept passing the Michael theater and they would hear the intro and they kept going back. And they were like, okay. And every time they would start going back to theirs and they'd hear something else, they'd go back. And they're like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go see Michael again. Now that granted probably was just a planned TikTok or whatever. But however, that's not an exaggeration of how people are thinking about this movie. People are really thinking, I'm seeing this 17 plus times because people like myself that did not get to grow up and go see Michael Jackson in concert. This is as close to a concert as we are going to fucking get, unless they release the Bad Tour, which I support, sign off on. Unless they release the Bad Tour as a documentary in theaters, then this is as close to a concert as we are going to get. So yes, I do remember him saying that as well, and he has been quiet. Lauren said, I'm checking my feed for the trailer. Let's see. One said, "You'll never break me because I'm unbreakable." Yep, Michael. Stamina said, "Oh shit, leaks. The one day I come back, I'll catch everyone another day." Much love. Wait, were we talking what leaks? What leaks were we talking about? Spider-Man? We didn't get into it though. We didn't get into it. It's not even like that. It's not even leaks like that. It's just the leaked trailer. It's the description of the leaked trailer. Lauren said, "Me and Darius never switched up. Called out, chill, battery, and battery was." I need to write these names down so I remember who the fuck to address, because I seem to have forgotten, because there be so many of y'all. Make sure I get everybody's name down. Young Arthur, he's on summer vacation. He's on summer break. And Mr. Chillmonger. All right. Make sure we got that shit written down, signed over, and delivered, because I want to make sure that we address everybody that went against Mike. She Loves Fantasy said, "I saw Oppenheimer at the house. I saw Michael in theaters twice, and I'm renting/buying this weekend." I feel you. Fly Cam said, "They didn't dive into anything in the movie too glossy for me. They really didn't. Not enough. Not enough." But here's the thing, though. In that point of Michael's life, you say too glossy. It was literally glossy like that. In that point of Michael's life, I implore you, from where we started in Gary, Indiana, to where we ended at the Bad Tour, what scandal, what blemish, what stain was on Michael's name, was on his career? What you saw, what we saw, I saw John Campea say the same thing about the hospital visits, and how he felt like they were too many hospital visit scenes. Well, that was literally Michael's life. That was literally what he did. If he wasn't in the studio, if he wasn't, doing something with family or whatever, he was with his fans. He was giving back. I forget what the word is. He is the most Guinness Book of World Records, the most for lack of knowledge of knowing the word, most giving as far as charitable. He's the most charitable, giving the most money to charities and things like that. He holds that record that wasn't something that he was doing for cameras. That wasn't something he was doing for show. That was pure heart. That was coming from the man's soul, because that's just simply who he was. So we say it was too glossy. We say they didn't dive into anything, but literally from Gary, Indiana to the Bad Tour, what were we diving into that was going to be so salacious that everybody was going to be like, that's what I wanted. I wanted the scandal. I wanted the dirt. I wanted the grime. There was no dirt. There was no grime. He was on top of the motherfucking world at that time. On top of the world. So there was no dirt. There was no grime. There was nothing to dive into. So yeah, it was glossy. And some of you might think, I felt like they were pandering, I saw, actually, there was one, I bet you my Twitter took me out of it, because I was on it, saw it on my phone. It did. This dude was tweeting about it today, and he said, saw Michael, and it was a longer tweet, and he basically said that they painted him out to be this perfect little angel. Although the film was fine, they didn't, I have a hard time believing that's who he truly was. I don't know why everybody wants Michael to be this monster. Why everybody wants him to be the monster that we were all afraid of in the closet, or that you were afraid of to look under the bed, or the one at the end of the hallway. He wasn't that. No matter how much you may want, and I'm not talking to you, I am too fly. No matter how much some of you may want it, no matter how much you may go looking for it, it's not there. It's not there. He was not a monster. He was not this person that the public has painted him out to be. He's not this person that the media has painted him out to be. I think Reverend Al Sharpton said it the best at the funeral. Wasn't nothing strange about your daddy. What was strange, what was said about your daddy. That's what's strange. It's strange that the media, it's strange that some people, these people online, are wanting this monster to come out of the closet. There's no monster. There's no monster. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I'm sorry that you don't get the dirt, the grime, and the drama that you want from Michael Jackson. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So when we say it's too glossy, when we say that it didn't dive into drama, there was no drama. This is who he was. This is who he was. Lawrence said they take the wealth back. They either let you self-destruct or do something. I do fly cam said, who's they, Darius? Who did Mike piss off? Oh, sorry. My dog has diarrhea and I can hear him whining. So give me just a second. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. So what I was saying basically was, who are the people that pissed off Mike pissed off? A lot of business execs, a lot of people on the business side of things, whether it was Sony, whether it was the people behind the Beatles with Paul McCartney, even though Paul McCartney said he wasn't upset. There's a lot of different people on the business side of things that Michael upset. Before Kevin Feige and Disney wanted to do what they were doing with Marvel, there's a phone call that you could pull up of Michael having that conversation, where he was talking about doing theme parks. He was talking about doing movies. He was talking about doing TV shows with the Marvel catalog. He was talking about doing with superheroes, all that kind of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Michael had ideas that pissed people off. Michael had power and wealth and abilities and owned certain things that he wasn't supposed to own or shouldn't have owned, according to some people, and it pissed people off. And when you start to rub people the wrong way in a business where you are supposed to stay in line, they're going to come after you, especially when you are a black man, regardless of what they said about him trying to turn himself into a white woman or whatever it was. It wasn't even, that was never it. Mike, as we all know, had vitiligo. And being a black man in that business, as powerful as he was, you are now pissing on the very people that are telling you to stay in line. Yeah, you're going to rub people the wrong way. Exactly like She Loves Fantasy said. They wanted him to shut up and dance. Shut up, dance, heal the world, do all the stuff you want to do, but do it over there. Don't come over here with that. Don't do it over there. But that's honestly, we might do a stream where if I get some stuff together where I can actually show instead of just going, because I'm a whole receipts facts person. I like to show it. So if I can give me some time, let me get some stuff together where I can actually show conversations and footage and different things that we can put together about how Mike was on the other side of the microphone, on the business side of things. Lauren said NBA and NFL, they give you a snow bunny to claim it back. Johnny said he also got the #1 book. Moonwalker is the most popular book on Amazon right now. Dope. I actually saw, so I was in one of my vintage, comic toy store collectors places here, and they had a Moonwalker. Well, they had both of them. They had the Moonwalker movie poster. And let me see because they had it on their website. Well, I mean, it's just the Captain EO movie cover. So they have both those posters. They have both of those posters there. I'm thinking about getting that Captain EO one. It's just the price tag on it. But I would like to have both of those. It's just the movie posters. And, I've got my living room is basically built like a movie theater. So I've got the movie posters all around, and I've got space for 6 more. And I'm thinking about either making the Michael biopic movie one of them, or the Captain EO one. Simna said, sounds like you're talking about the Carringtons and Colby families in Dallas, Darius. Wait, on which part? Not the Chos. Oh, on that. Oh, I get you. I'm still debating if I will see. Oh, I'm going to see Toy Story 5. I'm going to go see Toy Story 5. I know it's just critics right now saying it, but I do love all the toys. Well, except for 4. I think 4 just, I did not like 4. 3 is my favorite, but I think 5 is going to be good. I think 5 is going to be good. So I'm going to go see it. He also said, let's all go see Michael Friday, though, for Juneteenth to hit that bill. Yes, go see Michael as many times as possible. Ricardo said, Michael got stupid street cred in Japan. They adore him like crazy, especially anime, too. Yeah, they do. They do. Janet's in Japan right now. I saw that. She did that tribute to Michael in her set with pics from when they were younger. Yes, it was for Michael, Tito, and Joe. Ricardo said, Darius, look up Demon Hunter Slayer. Their biggest villain is MJ. I think I saw somebody posted a clip of that on Twitter. Janet is going to eventually make her own biopic, most likely after Michael Part 2. Dwayne said, Joe Jackson wasn't a villain. If he hadn't raised them the way he did, they wouldn't have become what they became. They wouldn't have been criminals, dopeheads, and hoes. Now, this is where I agree and disagree. Because I've said the same thing. I don't necessarily, actually, I won't say that Joe's not a villain. I will say, what I've said is, you can't say what he didn't work. You can't say that his methods didn't work. And also, a lot of that is generational too. A lot of our parents, especially if you are raised in a Black household, or if you are Black in general, you're raised how your mom was raised, or how her mother was raised, or how her mother's mother was raised. It's a generational type of deals for most of us. I'm not going to say every Black household is the same, but for most of us. So Joe was probably doing what he knew, what he was taught, what he thought was best for his family, and obviously it was best for his family. And that's how he was raised. So a lot of that is generational, but at the same time, it's on how you go about doing it, because that also had long-term effects. Those long-term effects affected Michael. And I love Mike. I will always defend Mike. I will always say, the things I say about Mike, but Michael was the way that he was in his adult life because he had no childhood. Because he had no childhood, and that childhood was robbed from him, from who he very well thought was a villain his damn self. If you remember in the books, and not in the movie, not just in the movie, but even in Jackson's American Dream, that Jackson's American Dream is based off of Catherine's her accounts of things from their life and Gary and go on from there. He thought that he labeled Joe as Captain Hook, who was clearly the villain in Peter Pan's story. So he thought Joe the villain in his own story. It's not so much that, if he didn't do it, they would have been crackheads, dopeheads, hoes, and on the streets and things like that. They very well could have. They could have, and they could not have been. But at the same time, it goes on how you go about doing things. You beat the shit out of them kids. You beat the shit out of them kids. The shit out of them kids. And we're not just talking about beating the shit out of them kids. You can say, okay, well, that's just how he raised his kids. It's his household. I'm never going to speak on another person's household unless you are absolutely abusing a child or whatever it is you're doing in your household. But it goes beyond the physical abuse. It goes to the mental abuse. Calling them big nose, calling them ugly, calling them this, calling them that. That's not villainous. That's villainous on my book. I definitely consider that to be a villain. Now, how he went about getting his family out of the projects into where they currently still are today, that's a completely different method or a completely different conversation. But it's the methods that you took to get them there. So I can say, yeah, it worked. But even though it worked, that still does not negate or take away the fact that you were villainous in those boys' story growing up. Let's see. Wolverine said, "There's got all the receipts." Oh, well. What's up, Blue? Appreciate you being here. Yes, philanthropic. That's right. I am too fly. Cam said, "I don't mean scandals. What about his dating history or how he was ostracized by Jehovah's Witnesses? MJ had plenty of hurdles in the 80s. Yes, but those weren't like public hurdles as far as like, the Jehovah's Witness stuff. That's not something that really affected his career. That's not something that, the average MJ fan was discussing when discussing MJ. Well, did you hear about how the Jehovah's Witness community ostracized Mike? I'm sure that wasn't like the topic of Michael in the 80s. Now his dating life, I could agree with you there. Go into some of the, like, Brooke Shields wasn't in it, or some of the other girls that he had dated weren't mentioned or in the film. So I do agree with you there for sure. Nothing but the Pepsi incident. Yeah, nothing but the Pepsi incident. Abundance said he lived at home and Joe protected his public image. It's true. Ricardo said, I thought it was pretty goodly paced, the movie. Johnny said they want Michael to be, yeah, it's, like I said, I will never understand what you're looking for. It's like when people were saying, like, I didn't learn anything new from Michael. The fuck did you expect to learn new? That'd be like me going into this Kennedy documentary that they're doing on Netflix and saying, man, let me get my popcorn and learn something new about the Kennedys. The fuck am I going to learn new that's not public knowledge already, that I can't Google? When I'm watching a historical biopic, you're not going to learn anything new unless you simply don't know anything about this person. It's your first time sitting down. Then, yeah, the whole movie's new to you. Their life's new to you. But when I sit down to watch the Kennedys on Netflix, I already know everything I need to know going into it. I know everything about the Kennedys. I adore the Kennedys. Adore the Kennedys. Now, I'm not about to, like, I adore them for their drama and the how entertaining they were. So I know a lot about the Kennedys. So I'm not going into that thinking that, oh, damn, I hope I learned something new. You're not going to learn anything new. There's nothing new to learn about Mike. Dragonfly Jones said, motherfucker's still trying to slander Michael Jackson, huh? It's crazy. Let me scroll down. Got a super from I Am Too Fly Cam. Hey, let me show y'all something. Check what I got over here out. And since we're talking about Mike, I've been boozy since I left. I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mind I ain't forget. I Am Too Fly Cam said, do you think MJ was killed or really an accident? No, I do not think it was an accident. I do think that Conrad Murray I think that there were multiple forces at play with that. And Conrad Murray was just the one to deliver the final blow. Michael was about to be back on top of the world again with that tour, with This Is It tour. It's sold out in 20 minutes, I think, something like that. Sold out all tour dates, all sold out. The press conference he did where he said, "This is it. This is the final curtain call." He's like, "I mean it. This is really it." People were going crazy. You had old fans, young fans, new fans, all jumping up and down as if this was, the days of Motown. This was in '09. So yeah, no, I don't think that Mike was I don't think it was an accident. You don't accidentally pump that much, that amount, as a doctor with a degree and everything that you don't accidentally pump that amount of propofol into anyone, regardless of what. I don't care if it's Michael Jackson. I don't care who it is, regardless of the status of the person, regardless of who they, all that. You morally, you have an oath as a doctor. I don't give a fuck how much you're getting paid or whatever, who it is. If I believe those claims, and I do believe that. I'm not going to sit here and say that after the Pepsi incident, because I believe after the Pepsi incident, that's when Mike really got addicted to some of those painkillers and things like that. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Mike probably was not asking for more and begging because he was in pain, he was hurting. If you watch the This Is It documentary, there's so many times where Kenny Ortega is saying, "Mike, do we need to stop? Do we need to take a break? Are you good?" Mike's like, "I'm fine, I'm okay. I just, blah, 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 blah." It was no secret, that he was smaller, when you look at the This Is It documentary, as well as things like that. But as the doctor, you should have had the wherewithal to say, "Hold on. I love you, Mike. I'm your doctor. And as your doctor, I'm telling you this. And if you get fired, nigga, you just get fired. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to kill you. I'm not going to be the one that's going to pump all this into you. And I'm not going to be that one that delivers that final blow." So Conrad Murray, and again, I also believe that he was in on all that shit too, though. So I don't believe it was an accidental thing. So yeah, I think he was a part of it. And I think that the time he got in jail wasn't enough. Yeah, the drama with Sony. Let's see. Dirty Joker said, "Can we all acknowledge Mike was a black man who owned half of Sony Publishing alongside the Beatles catalog?" Boom. That's a big part of it. What are you talking about, Ricardo? What'd I say? Oh, let me go down some more. We got a lot here. What's up, Perp? Appreciate you being here. Sheila's Fantasy said, "Joe was driven / good. Joe was abusive, a philanderer, and used those kids to get what he never could achieve on his own." Yeah. Quasimodo said, "Darius Caller from day one. Michael, Bohemian Rhapsody." Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was the fall guy. He was definitely, there you go. He was the fall guy. Flex Alexander should play the Doctor in part 2. A store selling Michael posters. Oh, why do I always Gambit's Toy Box? It's in Bethany. Gambit's Toy Box. Yeah, they've got those posters up there. The fact he was in so much pain, yet he still a #1 world tour was impressive. Yep. All right. That's Mike. Let's jump into the Spider-Man stuff. Now, Stamina, if you're here, you don't have to leave. If you are a person that is here and you don't like um, spoilers, you don't have to leave. This is not a spoiler. Now, if you want to see the trailer, now if you're online and you haven't seen this trailer yet, I am very shocked. I'm very shocked. Now, we can't show it obviously I can't show it. We can't watch it because it hasn't been dropped by Sony officially yet. They've only leaked it themselves. They haven't officially dropped it. So since they've only leaked it just to stir up hype, which I'm all for this game plan. Like I said, they did it during No Way Home. If it's not broke, why fix it? Keep doing what you're doing. And it's working. Instantly hyped for this film. I was already hyped for the film, but even more so after seeing the trailer in a full HD version of it, and the things that are going to be going on in this film. Yeah, I'm very excited for this movie. Spider-Man was always going to do what Spider-Man was going to do, and we always knew that. We always knew Spider-Man was going to do what Spider-Man was going to do. This is going to be a billion-dollar film. So for those of you unaware, before we get into the leak stuff, the tickets went on sale today, this morning at 6 a.m. I got in line at 6 a.m. on Fandango. This is not an exaggeration. 6 a.m. I got in line on that, and that wasn't at 6 a.m. Let me go back, because I for whatever reason overslept. It was 6:45 when I jumped up. I jumped up at 6:45, got on Fandango, and it had me in an hour wait time in the line. So I was in line for an hour. I don't think it really was a whole hour, though. It didn't feel like a whole hour, but got me through. Got on Fandango. $55 later, I'm in a. So I'm clicking on. I'm clicking on these seats, the seats that I wanted. I thought Fandango had the seats highlighted with Spider-Man's head, as in like, oh, it's like a fun little thing for Spider-Man. Like, click the Spider-Man head seat you want. No. The Spider-Man head was all the seats that were full. There were like 8 seats left. I'm in the balcony. So, yeah, they're already sold out. So I wanted to do I'm doing the Thursday showing. They're doing a even earlier showing. They're out of their fucking minds on that price ticket for that even earlier showing. I don't give a damn who it is. Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck. That shit's crazy. $45 for one ticket. And it comes with that price tag because you get a little poster. Fuck the poster. Keep the poster. I don't need the poster. $45 for one ticket is ludicrous. That shit's insane. So I wanted to do the early showing, but I will not be doing the early showing. I'll just be doing the one on Thursday. But my theater is I'm sure by now sold out. For sure, sold out. But yeah, I'll definitely be going to see this. So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet and you are trying to go see Spider-Man, I don't know, within those first few days or that early showing, you better get your ticket. You better get online and you better get your ticket, because it is it's selling out. It's selling out. So I've got mine. I will be there on that Thursday showing. I think that's the whatever day, July, whatever. What is that? It's July. When does the movie come out? I think it's July 23rd or the 30th. One of those. I'll be there. I've got my ticket. I know I'll be there. I got to look at the date and time, but damn it, I'm in the building. Spider-Man, all that stuff. So, and this is going to be a damn good movie. For that first trailer was good. The second trailer was even better. Even better. And not only that, Marvel Legends, Hasbro did their official, they did their Marvel Legends live stream the other day. They've done 2 within the past few months, and of course we'll get another one during San Diego Comic-Con. As you guys know, I collect Marvel Legends, so I'm keyed in on all that shit, which we're going to talk about here in just a second for Doomsday, because a lot of the Doomsday Marvel Legends figures are leaking, and it's giving a glimpse into who, what they're going to look like, and all that kind of stuff, and all that. But so the Marvel Legends Hasbro live stream that they did for Brand New Day was a couple of days ago. And in that one, we saw that, some of the figures that we're going to be getting, which were people we already know they're going to be in the film. I don't suspect we're going to get the Sadie Sync one shown probably until San Diego Comic-Con, because they are probably trying to hide that she is Jean, but she is definitely Jean. If you didn't believe it at the very beginning, she's Jean. She's Jean. That shit I feel is all but really confirmed. I feel like Kevin Feige even confirmed that himself really the other day, even though he what was the wording he said? I think he got asked, well, yes, will fans recognize Sadie Sink in Brand New Day? And he said, yeah, fans will definitely recognize her. She's very famous from Stranger Things, blah, 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 blah. Then him and the interviewer started laughing. He goes, I know what you meant, though. He knows. We all know it's Jean. He knows that we know it's Jean. He knows it's Jean. They know that when they casted her, it was for Jean and things like that. So she is definitely playing Jean. And if you watch that second trailer, you saw that. I don't know why or what's going on. I've seen some speculation from people thinking that maybe Jean is being controlled, or not controlled, but being used by another villain in a villain in the movie, or being manipulated by a villain to use her powers for the wrong reasons and things like that, because she is definitely hopping from person to person, but she cannot get into Peter's body and mind, because I'm assuming because of the spider sense. So but as we're seeing her jump into everybody's minds and these different citizens of New York while talking to Peter, Peter says, you can't hurt or stop me, or you can't hurt me, or something like that. And then she says, I can't, but he can. And then, turns Banner back into the Hulk, which was rumored from the beginning that she was going to be the one to do that. So that the rumor lines up with that. I'm sorry. Let me let my boy back in. He's at the window. Give me 1 second. Okay. I don't know what the hell he ate. T'Challa had it so T'Challa had it first. He's passed it on to Capone now, and now Capone's got it. T'Challa hasn't had it in a week, but bad. Got to give him some pumpkin to regulate his stomach out. All right. So anyway, this is what the article here is saying. In recent days, multiple leaked trailers for Spider-Man Brand New Day have shown up online, giving us Our most exciting look yet at the next chapter for Peter Parker's MCU journey. After reality-altering events of No Way Home, the wall crawler's world is changing once again, and this footage suggests it's getting darker, weirder, and more ambitious than ever. From brutal rematches with familiar villains to shocking new abilities and major Avenger crossovers, the trailer sets up the story that mixes personal horror with large-scale superhero action. Spider-Man is no longer tackling Avengers level threats. He is, however, battling what's happening inside him while getting caught in a crossfire of mutant politics and mind control and shadowy organizations. You can check out the full Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer breakdown by hitting the next. What the fuck? Okay. Spider-Man vs. Scorpion. In the Spider-Man Homecoming mid-credit scene. Yeah, we all know that. All right. However, the opening of the leaked trailer shows Spider-Man making short work of a villain. In fact, the black-eyed Peter Parker makes short work of the Scorpion, suggesting their rematch will be relatively brief and that he won't pose much of a threat to the hero. This feels like a waste of the villain who could quite easily carry a movie, but it may be setting up something bigger down the line. After all, this humiliating defeat may lead Mac to embrace a certain symbiote. Or I don't know, they could do the actual Sinister Six. Okay, this is not breaking down the trailer. That's not, hold on. That's not the one breaking down the trailer. Here we go. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted right here. Oh, it's been removed. Hold on. Hold on. That's what I wanted right there. It's been taken down. Okay. This one might work. They took that shit down. That's crazy. It's just a description. But the damn 4K trailer's still up? That doesn't make any damn sense. Okay. Sony has been left. Blah, 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 blah. No, this one doesn't work either. This is not what I was looking for. I was under the impression that this was still up. I should have screenshotted that. Because they did not give a breakdown of. Okay, that's fine. I know what happened in it anyway. So in the trailer, you've got Spider-Man. Let's do this one. Okay, whatever. In the trailer, what we've got is you've got Spider-Man talking, and he's talking about how. I wonder if I can just show a frame for frame. Actually, that's what I am gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do. Because I wanted the description. Man, that's really, really annoying. Here we go. Boom. Boom. All right. All right, new details for Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. The trailer is an alternate cut of the leaked footage. It includes many of the same scenes. Scorpion full suit is revealed. The trailer opens with Punisher and Spider-Man. Spider-Man fights. This is the one from fucking February. That is crazy that this entire description is not there. But if I wanted to pull up the 4K trailer, it's right there. That's insane. That is insane. I really am baffled that this shit is not, that this is not there. That is crazy. But no, watch this. If I go, is it showing you guys? Okay, yeah. So if I go here and I go down, where is it? I bookmark a lot of shit. Where is it? But the entire trailer's still online. How does that make sense? How does that make any sense? And it's not like I can't even go through this frame for frame. I don't even really feel comfortable showing that part. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. This is the first trailer. So wow. Okay. So it's just shit on me not having a backup from that article day, I guess. Yeah.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Put your whip. Suit yourself.
Go home! And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me? Oh, God. Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Okay. So I'm sitting here trying to find the description. Obviously, like I said, they took that one that was very well written out down. However, online currently, I know that the trailer was supposed to come out today or whatever. Online currently, people are talking about it with them. But the trailer's not out. The trailer is not out for Brand New Day yet. I guess it was supposed to drop sometime today, but this is out. This is we're not watching this entire 60 minutes.
Is he though?
I don't know.
Why didn't you say
There's other colors.
there are?
Yeah, there's other colors of them.
I didn't say that, by the way. They said that.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me.
Like a representative of the fans, because I loved Marvel as a kid, and I was first in line to see the Iron Man movies, the Thor, Captain America's.
I believe that's true.
Pillars in which we stand upon now. And in the break that we took between Spider-Man No Way Home and Brand New Day, all I would do is comb through the internet and try and get a really good sense of what it is that people wanted. So, this time round is the first time I've been let into.
Okay, I'm not sure that I give a damn about whatever this 16 minutes is of them talking about this unless the trailer is in this, and the trailer has not been released yet. So yeah, they're all talking about just things here like the banter between him and Frank, the stuff on Fandango, but no trailer for it yet. No trailer for Spider-Man just yet. But if you haven't seen that leaked one that is online, you can check it out. It is, like I said, just type in Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. It's still there. It's still there. But in it, the Hulk, when Sadie Sink's Jean Grey or whoever she is takes over the Hulk and he hulks out in it, that is, I don't even think I can show that picture. I don't even think I can show that Hulk picture. That is a great that's a great scene. That's a great scene when he hulks out, and we haven't seen him as the Hulk since obviously 2019's Infinity War, 2018, 2019, whichever year that was, Infinity War, 2019. So seeing him as the Hulk, seeing him back as Savage Hulk, seeing him, there was a scene in the trailer where they were coming out of the building, and Spider-Man and him and our Spider-Man and Hulk were coming out of the building. Hulk was like behind Spider-Man, reaching for him. This is going to be a really good movie, and I feel like whatever's been going on, whatever's been shown, what we do know is not even the tip of the iceberg of what's going to be happening in the film, because one of the things that Destin Daniel Cretton has really been known for and really good at is his secrecy, the things that they are able to let out and keep withheld, in-house, to where the fans and viewers of the movie don't see what's really going to be going on. I think one of the big things is, like Andre just said, and that's Keith David as Jackal. I think that Jackal is going to be one of the villains. We know that there's going to be several villains of Spider-Man's in this. We know Boomerang, we know Scorpion, we know Tarantula. Maybe a piece of the symbiote. We don't know. So if Jackal's in it, then Jackal. So, and there may be even others. We're not really, Tombstone is also in it. So there's some other villains that may be in it as well. We do know that there is a Tremel Tillman's character is playing, what's his name again? What's the mutant hater's name again that he's playing? Oh, I forget his name. Somebody help me in the chat. But he's playing that mutant hater from the comics that wants to take down mutants. And apparently, this is according to rumors, so don't take this as fact. They say that Damage Control has been a disguise this whole time for mutants, and they currently have mutants in custody, and they are after Jean Grey as well. Now, that's just a rumor. That could be very, very, very wrong, that they are after Jean Grey. We do know that Jean Grey is being sought after right now. We know that just from the conversation in the second trailer that leaked that Tramell Tillman has with Peter Parker, when he says that you're immune to it. You're immune to what's going on right now, and that's her being able to jump into people's minds. So they are saying that Tramell Tillman's character is playing, did somebody help me? William Metzer. That's it. William Metzer is playing William Metzer, and that Metzer is pretending to be a part of damage control or things like that, but it's really a mutant. It's a mutant deal where they are capturing mutants. And again, they say that they've currently got some. So if she is playing Jean Grey, which again, I believe she really is, then this is very, 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 very early on. As we all know, we know that the X-Men do not exist the X-Men as the name do not exist in the MCU. They do not exist. There is no X-Mansion, Charles Xavier. We don't even know who Charles is in the MCU and things like that. So it's not as if she is an X-Men right now. She's just a mutant. If that's the case, with her being so young, and this is where I'm going to kind of transfer it over to the X-Men conversation with the mutant stuff, with her being so young, we know that Marvel has already said that they were looking for younger actors and actresses to portray some of the X-Men moving forward into the mutant saga, which does make sense. If you want to do a mutant saga and you want to do a mutant saga that's pushing, you're wanting to have an actor or an actress sign a contract that's 10 plus years, that you're going to want to get somebody that's not in their 30s. You're going to want to get somebody that's not in their 40s to be able to play this role for the amount of time that you're wanting to play the role. So if you're going for a Sadie Sink, and Sadie Sink is, what is she, 23? 24? Sadie Sink is 24, so in 10 years she'll be 34. She'll have been playing Jean Grey for 10 years in the MCU by that time. We do know that her role, according to Scoopers at least, is supposed to be in the Secret Wars and Doomsday. So if she was anybody else other than Jean Grey, I don't know what purpose they would have in Secret Wars or Doomsday. So with her being Jean, we know that from House of the Dragon, Bethany Antonia has said that she is interested in the Storm role, and the reason she's interested in the Storm role is because she saw rumors or fan casting rather of people saying that they would like her to portray Storm. I had never crossed my mind. It's not something I ever even thought about until I saw her. And the only reason I'm even thinking about her as Storm now is because Marvel's going to do what Marvel's going to do. Regardless of what we may want, regardless of what we may think, the MCU is going to do what the MCU is going to do. So I know a lot of people are throwing their hats in the ring for Jodie Turner, right? Is it Jodie Turner Smith? People are throwing their hat in the ring for her, throwing their hat in the ring for Jamie Lawson. People are throwing their hat in the ring for Wanda Wise. Several different people to be Storm. I don't think that's the route they're going. One, because those women are older. Jodie Turner Smith is currently 39 years old. I think she'd be a beautiful Storm. I think that she has the likeness of Storm. I think that she could even pull off the ability to portray Storm, acting wise. However, she is 39 years old, and that's just simply not what Marvel's looking for currently. That's not what they're looking for. We knew that early on in the X-Men. The Scoopers came out and said before they even said, I don't even think Marvel has officially even said it. But the Scoopers have been saying from Jeff to Cosmic Circus to Daniel RPK to Marvel to My Time to Shine Hello, that they are looking for younger actors and actresses to portray the X-Men. That is why you are getting Jubilee in your lineup. That is why you're getting Kitty Pryde in the lineup. That is why you're getting some of the other names. Who was some of the other ones? Well, Nightcrawler was already in the lineup, but Nightcrawler and some of the other younger ones. You're not going. They're going to be young. They're not going to be the gang like that. If we're still to believe the rumors, Wolverine is not going to be in the lineup. Wolverine is going to start with Alpha Flight before he comes to join the X-Men. And that's an old rumor, but I have seen that actually come back around. What was it? What's his name that played in? It's Harrison Dickinson. Yeah, that's his name. Harrison Dickinson. I remember his name was thrown in the ring for Scott Summers at one point in time. Harrison Dickinson is 29 years old. That makes him obviously about 6 years older than or 5 or 6 years older than Sadie Sink at 24, because he's probably going to be, when's his birthday? He's going to be 30 in he turns 30 in a few days. So yeah, he's going to he's about 6 years older than Sadie Sink. So with him being about 6 years older than Sadie Sink, he may not be getting that role as, which 6 years is not bad, but he may not be getting that role as Scott. But I thought when his name got thrown in that ring for Scott, I thought he looked the part. I could see him as Scott. What was her name? I think it was, let me see her name. Katie Butters, I think. Julia Butters. Julia Butters was being eyed as Kitty Pryde in the MCU. Julia Butters is a young actress, and she is, see how old she is. She's 17 years old. This is what they're looking for. This is what they're looking for. And even this one, with even with what She Loves Fantasy says, Arrivo, she can campaign all she wants. She can do all the little whatever on her. She can do all that all she wants. She's not getting the role of Storm. And that's not even me just saying what I've said about her in the past and not even trying to be rude about it, but she just doesn't have the look for Storm. That's not even the reason. She's not getting the role for Storm because she's too old. And that's just simply not what they're looking for. They are not looking for older actors and actresses to come and portray the new X-Men. To even give another quote here, Sydney Sweeney is 28. So yeah, I could still see them going with Harrison as Scott Summers. To even give another quote here from the writer for X-Men and what he said here. Let me see, the writer for X-Men. So he said that co-writer Lee Sung-jin said Kevin Feige just wants to take a big swing and start new, not to be beholden to any of the movies that have come before. Kevin and Louis Esposito are so dialed in that they have such incredible instinct, and it's been fun. It's been fun just to be in the room. So that part there where he says that he wants to take big swings and starts new and not be beholden to any of the movies that come before. Obviously, we know that they are saying that they're starting from ground zero. We've heard that from the Russos, basically telling you that the last 5 years, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, certain things we might pick and choose certain things from that, but not, by and large, none of that shit means a fucking thing moving forward. None of it. Moving forward is not going to mean anything because we're starting from phase zero, especially with that mutant saga. So with the mutant saga starting from phase zero, you're going to get, again, the lineup. Again, I don't know if this is for real, the lineup, but we know that Kitty Pryde's name has been thrown around. We know that Jubilee's name has been thrown around. We know that Nightcrawler's name has been thrown around. We've even got the latest rumor that Charles Melton could be portraying Beast in the MCU. And that's another young actor, Charles Melton. Oh, he's not as young as the rest of them. He's 35. He just looks really young. I thought he was younger, though. Isn't he like on a lot of those Netflix high school rom-coms, or is he just playing a high schooler at 35? But he's 35 years old. But for Beast at that age, of him playing Beast, if that rumor is true, that's coming from Jeff Snyder. If he is playing Beast at that age, that's not bad. One, because he's going to be covered in prosthetics and makeup and CGI most of the time anyway. So, but by and large, again, they are going with a young cast. So I never thought of Bethany Antonia as Storm, but if they are going that young, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I love her in House of the Dragon as Bela, and I think that she would be great as Storm. If they are going that young for someone, she'd be good. She'd be good. She would be a great pick. Let me see. So Sydney Sweeney as well is the name that is, I guess, rolling around the MCU and who they might try to use. So the article again is saying in the latest roundup of Marvel Cinematic Universe based rumors, we have potential updates on Sydney Sweeney's MCU debut, Avengers Doomsday. Most recent cast recruits Monica Rambeau's status following the Marvel's post-credit scene and more. As far as we know, Avengers Doomsday will not see the return of Captain Marvel Brie Larson's Ms. Marvel, Amon Benali, and Monica Rambeau's Tiana Paris. Despite recent rumors that the latter would make an appearance. In Marvel's post-credit scene, Rambeau wakes up in the medical lab after getting trapped in an alternate reality following her battle with Dar-Benn. Such a terrible villain and terrible movie. To find a variant of her late mother, Maria, Lashana Lynch, by her side, Rambeau is overcome with joy, but Maria, who is actually this world's binary, has no idea who she is. As Monica's confusion grows, familiar voice asks, "How's our patient?" And a comic accurate, fully CGI take on Hank McCoy, aka Beast, enters the room. It was genuinely assumed that this stinger must be setting up the X-Men's return to Doomsday, but My Time to Shine Hello now clarifies what they meant by the previous post. She goes, "Rejoice, she is coming back." Then she says more on that. She is coming back in the MCU in general, but not Doomsday unless reshoots change that. Now, I don't know why Monica wouldn't be in Doomsday. That doesn't make any damn sense to me. This is where I start to, some of the times you question My Time to Shine Hello. A lot of times you question My Time to Shine Hello and a lot of these scoopers. But this is where I question her because logically, just common sense wise, why would Monica not be in Doomsday? If we are going to the X-Men universe and we are going to that same X-Men universe with Hank McCoy and Binary and, where James Marsden's Cyclops is, that's where Monica is. That's where Monica is. So she would have to be in Doomsday if we end up in that universe because she's currently there. So I'm a little confused on that one. She also said the Scooper also claims that Sydney Sweeney is being eyed as a role for Marvel Studios' X-Men reboot. We've been hearing that Madam Web star might be on Marvel's radar for quite a while, and the My Time to Shine Hello actually said she was in line to play Emma Frost just a couple of weeks ago. Now, My Time also could just be doing some clickbait shit. Sydney if you were going to cast Sydney in as an X-Men, somebody in the X-Men universe, Emma Frost is obviously who she fits. She looks the part. But I don't know. They really may be going for Sydney Sweeney as Emma Frost. I'm not sure. My Time is the first I've heard about her being in the MCU as Emma. Does this indicate that Frost will be a part of the reboot? We'd file this one squarely in the grain of salt category for now. Staying with the long-awaited X-Men movie, in the House of Dragon actress Bethany Antonia, Lady Bela Targaryen, has thrown her hat in the ring for Storm. Comicmovie.com asked Antonia if there are any specific characters she'd be interested in playing. She said, "Oh, Storm, but I think that's already taken." Nope, it's not. No, it's not. When informed that the role likely hadn't been cast yet, she added that there's a rumor, but call me. And I agree with that. I think that she'd be great. If you're going younger, I would go with Bela. I would go with her as Storm. Now, Storm, even if you're going with a younger Jean Grey and a younger Scott, she is not pierced with them. She's still a little bit older than Scott and Jean. However, I just don't think that they are going that. I don't think they're going that route. I really don't. I need to, in order for me to know exactly what's going to be happening with Storm in the MCU, Black Panther 3 has to go into production. Black Panther 3 has to go into production. The reason I say that is because that is, as you've heard me say on Pantheon, and you've heard me probably say here before, that is, and I don't know this for sure, that they're going to try to pair Storm with the kid or whatever. But that is Nate Moore's last film with Marvel that he is going to be an executive producer on. So he has already said that he wants to bring Storm into the MCU. That is something he's always wanted to do. He wants to bring Storm into the fold. If he does bring Storm into the fold and they do make Storm young, and it is to pair her up with that child, well, then she's going to be that age. She's going to be young. She's going to be young. And I know Marcus keeps saying on Pantheon, is the kid going to, so that she's going to be paired up with an 8-year-old. We don't know how time is going to work after Secret Wars. We don't know where we are going to land on the timeline. We don't know who's going to be what age or what after Secret Wars. And to make the assumption that currently where we are on the Marvel timeline, that the kid from Wakanda Forever's 2022's Wakanda Forever is still going to be 8, would still today be 8 years old, is wild also. I don't believe he's 8. I don't think in Black Panther 3 he's going to be 8. I don't think in Black Panther 3 he's going to be a child like that. I think he's going to be a young man coming into adulthood. Probably a teenager coming into a young man adulthood. But yeah. So I would have to see what Black Panther 3 is going to do first, because in order to know what's going to happen with Storm, because that's what I know Nate Moore is going to start there. He's going to start there. He wants, now Storm's not born in Africa. Her which one is it? Her mother, right? Mom's from Africa. Dad is African American. But I don't know how they're gonna do it, man. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But what do I think that Bethany would make a great addition as Storm if they were going to start that young? Yes, I think she'd be great. She's great as Bela and House of the Dragon. I think she'd be really good as Storm to pair with those younger actors, with Sadie, with Harrison, with Sydney. How old is Bethany? Oh, she's 28. She's 28 years old. I didn't know she was 28 years old. I didn't know that she was 28 years old. I thought that she was a lot younger than that. Black does not crack, because she looks way younger than that in House of the Dragon. So she's 28 years old. So she very well could be Storm. Yeah, she very well could be Storm and still be Auntie Storm. And I agree with you here, Jamie Lawson. But again, how old is Jamie? Oh, Jamie's also 28. I agree with you there. On Jamie. I mean, I'm the Jamie fan over Bethany. But if Bethany is, I didn't know Bethany was 28. I thought she was much younger than that. But she's a name that also could be thrown in the ring. Both of them. I don't think Jodie Turner Smith is going to get that role as Storm. I don't think she's gonna get that role as Storm. Too old to, and if they're signing a 10-year contract, by the time we get this rolling and filmed and everything, Jodie's gonna be in her 50s. At the end of the 10-year contract, she's gonna be in her 50s. And I'm not looking for a 50-year-old Storm. I'm not. So I don't mind them poaching younger actors to portray the goddess. I don't. So if we go with Bethany, I'm okay with that. But if we were to go with Jamie, that is my first choice. Then I would like to go with Jamie as well. You remember back in the day when I was getting the quote unquote T'Challa scoops about if he was going to be in, recasted or not, about with Damson. I was told that it was a package deal, but I think that was off the table. As you know, deals change all the time. It's supposed to be some type of package deal that involved Jamie Lawson. So I could see, like I said, I could see Jamie really coming in as Storm. We just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see exactly what's going on with them. The next part it says is Yeah, that's about Doctor Doom's son. That stuff we're not. If it's not the X-Men, oh well. It's not the X-Men, oh well. But the dude that I was talking about earlier, Charles Melton, this dude here, this is coming from Jeff Snyder, and he says that Charles Melton is on the role to play Beast. I only know him from the stuff that he does on Netflix, and I've not watched it. I've seen him in commercials as far as like trailers and stuff for like the teenage stuff that he does on Netflix. Like he plays a teenager a lot of the times. Let me see if there's a movie or not something notable that I know that he's done. Okay, he was in Bad Boys, Ride or Die. I don't remember seeing him. No. That's what I know him from. American Horror Story. That is what I know him from. And fucking Riverdale. I told you it was some type of Netflix kid rom-com something. Yes, Riverdale. That's what he played in. Riverdale and American Horror Story. That's what I know him from. I don't remember seeing him in Bad Boys. So he is still a lesser known actor. So Marvel's still sticking with going for the lesser known actors and things like that. But could he be Beast? I thought they were looking at Peter Caffey to portray Beast. And I remember Tina saying that he would make even a better Colossus. And I agree with that. I think he'd make a better Colossus because he's too damn big to be Beast. But Beast was on the table a couple months ago with, again, Knights of the Seven Kingdom actor Peter Caffey. So yeah, I listen, I liked Riverdale until they got superpowers. Why did them kids get powers? What did I miss? Came back and they had powers and shit. I was like, what is going on in Riverdale? Marvel trying not to pay. Yeah, maybe so. And I do have a super here that I need to address from Andre. So let me get to that really quickly.
Get money, don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'ma take your money. I ain't never drop a dime.
Andre said, I know we've been let down by Marvel these past few years, but I will say I'm excited for what's coming, and I still hope T'Challa is recast. Yeah, that's the way I keep putting it. I was putting it to Henry that way when Henry was over here. We were trying to fix some stuff with my camera, and we were talking about Doomsday. And, we were talking about the excitement and for some people or whatever. And the thing that I keep saying, and I mean this, and you guys know I've been critical over the last 5 years, that shit just does not matter. It just does not matter. And I know some people might be saying, like, yeah, brother, it does matter. Like it matters. It's going to matter when people, I've even seen people saying, we have to see where people are going to be during the holiday season. It's going to be the holiday season. We have to see where people are going to be with gas. Where's gas going to be by that time? The economy, the war, all that kind of stuff. We have to see all these things. I'm going to be completely honest with you. None of that shit matters. By and large, yes. I'm not going to say like it doesn't play factors, but is it going to stop majority of people from going to see that? No. It's gas is what gas is now. Now it's going down. I don't know about everywhere else. It's going down here. We're at $3.12 if you're just regular. Unleaded. We're at $3.12. So it's gone down. But even with gas doing what it was, Super Mario still made $1 billion. Michael is about to make $1 billion. People have seen the film multiple times, still going to see it. Obsession is doing the numbers that it's doing. I'm not saying it's going to make $1 billion, but it is the most successful horror film of the year so far. Toy Story 5 is projected to make $1 billion. People, I don't know how many times we have to go through this and say it so many different ways. People are going to go see what the fuck they want to go see. People are going to spend their money on what they want to spend their money on. Nobody wanted to spend their money on Master of the damn Universe. That's why it's bombing. No one gave a damn. No one gave a damn about Grogu and Mando. That's why it made 365 last week. No one cares. No one cares. I just got my tickets for Spider-Man in a sold-out theater that I have to sit in the balcony on. People care about Spider-Man. So for some people that are talking about Doomsday and like thinking that it's not going to do numbers, you're out of your mind. I don't care what holiday it is. I don't care how much gas is at that time. I don't care what's going. It doesn't matter. We are talking about an Avengers film from an ensemble that we haven't seen, regardless of it being the same ensemble or not from 2019's Infinity War and Endgame. We haven't seen the Avengers since then. And now you're throwing in, and some people might be saying, well, who are the Avengers? Who are the Avengers? It doesn't matter. You're still getting Steve back. You're still getting I believe Robert Downey Jr. is going to play a version of Iron Man in it. You're still getting Iron Man back. You're still, I don't know if Widow is in Doomsday, but Secret Wars, I'm sure. You're getting a lot of these people back. And in Doomsday, you're not only getting them back, but you're throwing in the Fox X-Men team. And then who knows what else is going to be in these films that just hasn't gotten out or hasn't been leaked or hasn't been talked about. We have no idea. Again, let Tina tell it. She was at CinemaCon. She said that Doomsday, out of all the trailers shown, got the biggest standing ovation. People went crazy. I also think that when that trailer drops, if it's the same one from CinemaCon or a different one or whatever, people are going to go crazy. You're going to have your people that are purely just excited to go back and see another Marvel film. You're going to have your people that are purely just wanting to see it off of what are they doing? Can they do it? Then you're going to have your hate watchers. So either way, the movie is going to do numbers. The movie's going to do numbers. I don't even know why people are comparing it, saying like Doomsday. Listen. I like Timothy Chalamet, the lizard guy, what is he called? The lizard guy leave, or however the fuck they say it. All that shit's cool. Fantastic. It's not Avengers. It's not Marvel. I just watched the Dune 3 trailer the other day. Fantastic. I rewatched it. Dope. Can't wait. Blue pill, red pill. Where am I going first? Avengers. Blue pill, red pill. Where do I think a majority of the public would go first? Avengers. What are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? You've got Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Marvel's greatest villain of all time. Again, the same three categories: pure excitement, curiosity, hate watching. What are we even talking about? Dune is going to be fun, but calling it Doomsday and trying to say that they're going to be competing at the box office? No, the fuck they're not. No, they're not. You want to talk about people struggling for money? If I'm struggling for money and I had to, again, red pill, blue pill, Avengers. I've been on this ride since 2008, like most of you, with the start of Iron Man. Now it's all culminating to the final big finale. You think I'm gonna go see the Liz's got leaf and over that? No. So I agree with Andre. Despite the last 5 years of Marvel, despite the disappointment of Moon Knight, despite the dumbness of Quantumania, how terrible Thor: Love and Thunder was, despite all those bad things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. They've already told you it doesn't matter. The Russo brothers already said it doesn't matter. They said we are starting from phase 0. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I agree that I'm excited as well. I do want to see this, and I think that that's majority of the world wants this trailer drops from Marvel, which I again don't think it's coming until San Diego Comic-Con. There are a lot of scoopers, and Daniel RPK every week is saying big trailer, big Marvel and that's not, I don't think that's coming this week. Next week, the week after, not till San Diego Comic-Con. And the reason I think that is because this is Spider-Man's time right now. They're not going to suck this. I love Spider-Man, but if I don't know what that trailer is that they're going to drop from Doomsday, but realistically, if they were to drop that trailer before they drop the Spider-Man 2 trailer, what are we talking? What? People, I love Spider-Man, but my focus would be on Doomsday. Like, so I never believed that trailer was coming out anytime soon. I don't think it's coming out again until San Diego Comic-Con. That'll be Marvel's first time back at Hall H in 2 years. This is Sony's even going to have a presence at Hall H for Spider-Man. So yeah, I think that they're going to drop it then. They're going to drop it then. So we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Poll, who's seeing Supergirl? Do I have a let me see if I have one of those. Oh, darn. I don't have one. I was looking for a cricket sound. I don't have one. No one's going to go see Supergirl. And you want to know why no one's going to go see Supergirl? Because Supergirl does not look good at all. I haven't seen anybody even talking about Supergirl. Yeah, I don't know, but I thought the same thing. Yeah, I'm about to block the spammer because I don't give a shit about the World Cup. And you are taking away comments that I'm trying to see. So we're going to get that gone. All right. Yeah, that was it right there. That was it right there. Lawrence, the Saxon. Nobody give a damn about it. Nobody give a damn about Supergirl. Supergirl looks terrible. Watch Supergirl. Lobo in it, be damned. No one cares. Showing Kal-El in the TV spots, be damned. No one cares. Supergirl, no one cares. It's more silly shit from James Gunn because no one gives a fuck. It's crazy. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares to watch Supergirl. Yeah, Lobo, Jason Momoa as Lobo is great, but it's just no one cares. No one cares. I've been wanting Jason Momoa as Lobo. I think he looks fantastic. He checks all the boxes as Lobo. But it's happening in Supergirl. No one cares. No one does, man. Okay, let's go. Another one there. Oh, Perp said he's got his. Perp, well, see, now Perp is different. Perp is different. Perp's different. Not only does Perp go to all the movies, Perp goes to see everything, but Perp also cares about what's going on in DC. Is he crying again? I don't think so. Yeah, Perp also cares about what's going on in DC. Well, as far as like trusting this process that's currently going on in DC, trusting the Jimmy Olsen show and things like that. So I you know, to each his own. Perp cares about it, and that's great. He said because people don't like women, that's why most people don't want to see Supergirl. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I really don't. I think we are. I don't want to say we're past that, but I think that being the go-to point every time there's a female lead and people don't show up for it or whatever. I think that has got to be the stop being the talking point. Because I just don't believe that. I don't believe people aren't going to see Supergirl because it's a girl. Let's see what else. Ricardo said Ronaldo not even gonna pull. Oh, see, yeah, I don't know about the World Cup. All right, this is 18 years in the making, but it's not King Dynasty. Yeah, not King Dynasty. Dune going to be a very big deal. Yeah, Dune's going to be a very big deal. It's not going to be Doomsday big deal though. Like Dune's going to be a big deal. I'm not saying Dune's not going to be a big deal, but here's the thing that I'm saying, and I am saying, to compare the two, to put them in a ring together to see as people saying who comes out on top, who's going to have the bigger box office. I don't think that's a comparison. I don't think there's any comparison there to see who comes out on top out of Doomsday and Doom. I think the obvious logical answer is Doomsday. It's not Dune. It's Doomsday. Like Dune is going to do numbers. I'm not saying that. The first Dune made what? 300? What was it? I was just looking at this the other day. Let me see. All right. Dune Part 1 worldwide, or Part 2 worldwide, made $714 million. Great numbers. Dune Part 1 worldwide made $410 million. Obviously, after seeing the first one and the hype of it, it made, significantly more in the second. And I think that's probably going to happen with the third. However, if I do the same thing here, and I mean, just even the timeline, the seniority that Avengers and the Marvel Cinematic Universe have over Dune in the movie space, I think speaks as well. But if we're looking at box office worldwide, Infinity War made $2 million or $2 billion worldwide. Let's look at Endgame. Endgame worldwide, another $2 billion. Now, again, I know everybody's going to say the last 5 years, they're not the same Marvel. They're not the same Marvel. Look at the numbers for their last few projects. I know you guys are going to point to Thunderbolts. You're going to point to Fantastic Four. You're going to point to what was the other one? Another one they did. Was it just those two? Oh, no. Brave new shit. You're going to point to those. To where I point to Deadpool and Wolverine. Why was Deadpool and Wolverine such a big hit? Because you added not only Deadpool into the MCU, who everybody already loves, you added in the cameos that you had, and things like that. And it was a big Deadpool and Wolverine, as I said from the very beginning, was never going to be the thing that changed the course for Marvel. It wasn't going to be the thing that fans were going to be like, oh, well, Marvel's back. It was a nostalgia fest. It was a fun movie. This, with Doomsday, you're not only getting nostalgia. I don't think that they're leaning on nostalgia, but you're not only getting nostalgia, you're getting drama, you're getting an actually good story from the Russos, who, by their track record with Marvel, their resume, have never delivered a poor film. Never. You've got Civil War, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame, all 4 fucking bangers. Their resume with Marvel sticks. Their understanding of these characters sticks. They get it. They know it. Their early interviews when they were doing Infinity, or when they were doing Winter Soldier and Civil War, they've always said, but what we really want is Secret Wars. What we really want is the X-Men. They've got that. And not only do they have that, they have all the toys in the chest, something that they did not have during Civil War, which is why we got the botched MCU version of Civil War. Still good. Not comic, but still good. This is not going to be the comic Secret Wars, but I think it's still going to be a damn good movie from like I said, I'm not glazing the MCU. I'm not sitting here saying that the last 5 years have just been this skip through the fucking sunset. But I'm also not naive to what we're dealing with. I'm also not naive to who's directing this, the characters involved in this, the story that's going to be taking place in this, and the curiosity from the masses. This is easily a $1 billion film, and I just don't know how people aren't seeing that. And I'm not saying Perp, you're not seeing that. I'm just went off of the Dune being a big deal, but yes. Yes. Just says I'm gonna see Doomsday also. Yeah, I'm gonna see them both. I'm seeing them both. Yeah, like Grace, it's not even Sophie's choice. It's really not. Like they're gonna be like it's brother. I'm seeing Dune. I am, but it's just like not a competition. I expect Dune to be good, but I expect Doomsday to be better. Doomsday has the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four filled with cameos and Easter eggs. That's day one. That's day one. It's day one. The sandworms and the blue liquid and the voice and the witches. That shit's dope as fuck. It ain't Marvel. Why do people want Doomsday to flop so bad? Man, it's a thing of that's a good damn question. I was gonna say it's a thing of I think people of people wanting Doomsday to fail based on Marvel being at the top as long as they have. You always root for the winners to lose. Not that Marvel hasn't been losing the past 5 years; they have been. So it's not that they're not even on the top. Even on the top. But it's that thing again where it's become popular to hate Marvel. It's become fun to diss on Marvel. That's the new thing. But it's the internet though. It's the internet. It's weird. Take this for example. Not exactly the same thing, but take this for example. Timothy Chalamet right now. People now this was even before the little ballet comments. People have been going at Timothy Chalamet for whatever reason. I am not sure. But like saying, "Oh, he's this, he's chopped, he's not the same, he's I don't know if it's because he's dating Kylie, I don't know what it is. He's this, he's that, he's not the same. This guy is washed." All this kind of stuff. I've seen so many different things said about Timothy Chalamet. Even during the Knicks Spurs series, everybody was talking about him, bro thinks he's part of the team. He's so cringe watching him jump up and down. I've saw so many different tweets just going at Timothy, and it's just been hate stuff. And it's not just been from the series of the Knicks and the Spurs. It's been going on again before the ballet stuff. However, when Dune drops, everybody's going to be saying the same shit they were saying after Dune 2. Oh, he really is a lizard guy. What is it? What is it? What do they call him? What the fuck is that shit? How do you pronounce that? I'm going to say that shit right. How do you say that? Okay, how do you say this? I'm listening to it. Sorry. Okay, well, she's not saying it, I guess, in this clip. She's talking to Paul. They're talking about him being the chosen one. Anyway, everybody after Dune comes out is going to come back calling this man the Lizette Galip or whatever the fuck it is, and they're going to all be all over him all over again. It's the same thing with Dune or Doomsday. When Doomsday drops, people are going to be saying the same thing. Oh my gosh. If Marvel wasn't back before, oh, we are so back. We're this, we're so that, we're so this, we're so that. It's happening. It's going to happen. The internet's a weird place. If it's like it's a fad, we go with what's popular for the moment. And I don't say we. Some people go with what's popular in the moment, and they go with what if that's popular to hate on Marvel, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hate on Marvel for the moment. Listen. See, I have to hear him say it. Y'all, what? How do you spell it? Let me spell it the way y'all spelled it. Listen, Gaib. Okay, how do you say this shit? Oh, well, I'll tell you what, them saying in that accent, I definitely don't understand it. Okay, I don't know. And I can't pronounce that shit. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I got it. Lisan al-Gaib. Lisan al-Gaib. I think I've got it. Lisan al-Gaib. Well, they're going to be calling him that shit again once Dune 3 drops. So I think that the internet is a very weird place. I think people like to pick and choose, the moments that they want to hate on people. And this weird shit with Timmy is the same weird shit that people are doing with Marvel. I nailed it. Cool. I listened to a short of this person saying it, and yeah. Cool. Yeah, the third one, like I said, looks great. That trailer is phenomenal. Phenomenal. So yeah, let's see what else. Another show that I also think is doing or is going to do phenomenal, not even show or not movie, but show. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. Did we see the final trailer for season 3? I can show that, right? We can show that, the final trailer. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this trailer before we go into this part here. I can't 4 days. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this. This looks talking about, didn't I warn you would come to this? You mixed up the Aegons. You don't get to talk. Fantastic trailer. The best trailer that they've given out of all, I think they gave 3. It was the best one they gave. That was great. We also have found out that the opening of the series, or the opening of this season, is the Battle of the Gullet, which is going to be a 72-minute long episode. I cannot wait. This episode is going to break me. If you know anything, which I'm not going to spoil anything if you don't, but if you know anything about the Battle of the Gullet, shit is about to get real. Shit's about to get real. If it hasn't been real before, it's about to get really real. This is going to be a very bloody, a very agonizing, a very dramative. You don't get attached to people you've been attached to. Don't get too attached. You might lose them. Dragons that you've come to love, don't get too attached. You might lose them. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. There's going to be a lot of betrayal. There's going to be a lot of agony and death in this season, and it all culminates in this. Now they have another season 4, which I forget her name. Darcy, forget her last name. She plays she's playing Rhaenyra. She said they're going to start working on season 4, start filming season 4 here soon. So they are trying to get this out and trying to get this done. George R. R. Martin did say that it may go 4 seasons, as he thinks is as much as it would go. So the 4 seasons will probably likely be the last season from there, but it is, again, it gets really crazy from here. And the Battle of the Gullet is going to be a massacre. Emma Darcy, thank you. It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be a massacre. So that is in 4 days. That's on Sunday. Sunday night is when that takes place. I'm probably going to do an after show talk about it. I'll see if Marcus is busy and who else maybe wants to. Tina and some others. Maybe if Blue's not busy. Perp, if you're free. After we've all viewed it that night, probably come together just for a very short conversation about it and just talk about what we saw. And I would like to do that every Sunday, an after show conversation about it. Again, I think this world next to Star Wars, honestly, I think the Game of Thrones world is one of the most immersive, most interesting worlds in the lore of Game of Thrones. Is so interesting. There's so much going on. There's so many different. That's why I love Game of Thrones. But I hate the stuff they've removed from Game of Thrones. Once you read the books and stuff, and you know so much more about so many different people, so many different factors that could have been played in an already messy fucking game. Man, it gets even messier. So I'm ready. I'm ready for House of the Dragon season 3, and it seems like the reviews again have been really good for it. Let's see what they're saying here. It says, as you'll see below, the reviews promise an action-packed start to the season and a return to the same quality and storyline we got in season 1. In terms of the House of the Dragon trips up, the main complaints seem to be that overall the third batch of episodes is more of the same. Hard Reporter writes, this all boils down to me really like the third episode, liking portions of the fourth, and fearing that no matter how much I like the change of direction that occurs in much of those 2 episodes, House of the Dragon has too much on its plate and too little time to do everything. That is why they said, hold on, I want to make sure, because I think he said 1, maybe 2. They said they wanted to do okay, so the 4th season is the final season. Okay. I actually disagree. I still think that they still have time to do, and I haven't seen everything that these people have seen, but still have time to do the dance justice, for sure. Variety writes, whether they provide surprise and distraction or anchoring ballots, it's the people who make House of Dragon worth enduring. The predetermined devastation, the dragons are just the CGI flying lizards out on the top. And I've said that, I've not said it in that way, but I've said the most interesting thing about House of Dragons and Game of Thrones isn't even so much the dragons. It's the conversation, it's the people, it's the dialogue. Varys in Game of Thrones is one of the most interesting Game of Thrones characters. I think almost every single one of the characters we're introduced to in Game of Thrones, all are interesting. All of them are interesting. So it's not even the dragons that are the draw. It's not the dragons. Empire was a fan pointing out more action-packed, but still as thoughtful as ever. The first half of season 3 suggests it could very well be House of the Dragon's best offering yet. So, what's it currently sitting at on Rotten Tomatoes? 97% score on Rotten Tomatoes currently. So yeah, I think that this is going to be great. I'm excited for it. I really, truly am. I thought it was this past Sunday it was coming on. So I was checking what time, and I was like disappointed myself. I was like, damn, I got to wait a whole nother week for House of the Dragon to come back on. So yeah, excited for it. Excited for it. Looks like it's going to be good. Stamina said, holy fuck, I thought it started in July. Sick. I'm overseas. I better find some good internet. Yeah, this is going to be good, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Most fans turned out due to bad writing, so-called wokeness, not using the multiverse saga as they should have. A lot of reasons. Yeah, for Marvel, yeah. Perhaps said Dare she'd be Dare she would love One Piece. Lore is big as Game of Thrones. I'd have to, man, I have to try to really get into it. She Loves Fantasy said, yeah, it's always been 4. Okay. It's always been 4. All right. Let's move here to let me see. Ricardo said something up here. People believe Timmy is appropriating Black culture. I disagree. I disagree with you too. He's a New Yorker, and just petty internet stuff to nitpick. Yes, I've seen that too, that he's appropriating Black culture. I don't think Timmy's appropriating Black culture. Again, if you go all the way back to before Timothée Chalamet had the bigger name that he currently obviously has now, go back to the days when he was doing Interstellar, or Call Me By Your Name was his first, I think, big bill, where he was like one of the top billing names. He's always been like that. Kid Cudi is, I think, his favorite artist. He's always been keyed into hip hop. He's always been keyed into Black culture and things like that. And that's where I guess I asked that too one time. Where do we as the community draw the line? Because when somebody is appreciating Black culture, which I don't think he's appropriating it, I think he just appreciates Black culture. Some Black folks like to say, oh, well, again, now you're appropriating my culture. But then whenever, I don't know, just where do we draw the line? Where does that line get drawn that you feel as if somebody's appropriating the culture? Yeah, I think he's definitely being authentic. I don't think Timmy is faking any of that stuff. He's got to be some type of Black for Kylie to be with him. I like to have some type of soul. Okay, the next thing here and the last thing is more DC stuff. So we know that the Batman 2 is upon us. And there have been rumors that I think it was from Jeff Snyder, that Sebastian Stan was going to play Harvey Dent. Well, excuse me. Felt like I was going to burp. Also coming from Jeff Snyder, he is saying that is not going to be the case. A new report claims and sheds light on what's really going on in the Batman Part 2, including Sebastian Stan's real role and what's going on with Two-Face in the Court of Owls. Goes on to say, the Batman Part 2 remains shrouded in secrecy, but it seems everything we thought we knew about the movie was wrong. Jeff Snyder has just dropped a bombshell report on the Snyder Report, claiming to reveal who is playing who in Matt Reeves' sequel. For starters, it is said that Thunderbolt star Sebastian Stan is not Harvey Dent Two-Face after all. Instead, the MCU veteran will transform into serial killer Victor. Don't want to butcher the last name. Who is in the comics leaves his victim's corpse in lifelike poses and carves a tally mark into his flesh for each kill. Now, I could see that if that is true, because that just fits Matt Reeves' aesthetic on what he's trying to do with his Batman universe. It's more the realistic tones instead of the more comic book fantastical comic or superhero comic book side of things on the big screen. It goes on to say Harvey will still appear in the Batman, following up with the Eternals and Atlanta star Brian Tyree Henry, supposedly taking on the role of the Gotham's duplicate, Gotham's district attorney. Remember, Star Wars legend Billy D. Williams previously played Harvey in 1989's the Batman. I feel like they do that in there to say like, oh, well, don't trip about him being black because Billy D. Williams played him. I don't really care about Harvey Dent being black per se. I guess I just kind of got excited with the possibility of Sebastian Stan playing him. Yeah. So anyway, they go on to say the Court of Owls are also involved in the movie's plot, with Snyder explaining one of many sources told me that Batman Part 2 script features some weird and interesting takes. Another claim that Reeves uses Zaz as the villain fits in with everyone telling me the movie is fucking crazy. I mean, I feel like that fits what Reeves wants to do with this universe. There's a lot to unpack here. It seems like all the previous rumors that the Batman Part 2 were largely incorrect. Now, there's no way of guaranteeing that this update is right either, but Snyder has a solid track record and seems confident in his reporting here. He does have a solid track record. Ultimately, it will be down to Reeves to reveal more about what's coming in the movie when he feels the time is right. There's a good chance that many of the sequel's biggest secrets will be saved for when we sit down to watch the Batman Part 2 next October. But set photos may also shed some light on what's coming. Cameras are expected to be rolling in the UK this month. Yeah. The Batman Part 2 is my most anticipated DC project at the moment. I really enjoyed the first one. So this is one that I will be interested and ready to see as well. I think Pattinson did a great job as Batman. He's not like my favorite Batman, but I think he did a pretty good job as Batman as well. And I do like Matt Reeves' universe. So we'll see. Is all of this going to come down to a thing like people keep talking about? Is Matt Reeves' Batman going to end up in the DCU? I don't know. I just feel like, as we've said many times, if you have a successful Batman film with this one and then you go and do, I don't think this is it for Reeves either, right? Reeves said he wanted 4. And I think if this is successful, you don't tell him, well, hey, you had 2 successful movies, so you don't get the other 2. So I don't know how you do that with 2 ongoing Batmans at the same time. We'll see. Something else that they have talked about outside of Brian Tyree joining is, again, more of this. And this is where I get, again, the frustration for me, because it's really annoying. But let's see what Mr. Safran said. Oops.
We talked about the Gorilla Grodd show for HBO that we'll start shooting this year. So, well, that's big news, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, probably shouldn't have said that.
Peter, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Great. Happy to be in Brazil.
We have Supergirl. We also have this year Lanterns, Clayface,
yes.
And already shooting we have Man of Tomorrow and the Batman Part 2. You guys in DC are...
We've been busy.
Yeah.
We've been busy.
You're making a lot. When do we can have a Justice League movie, a new Justice League for you, DCU?
We know eventually you head in that direction, but we really are just talking about those movies that we've announced and those projects that we've announced. Supergirl, Lanterns for HBO, Clayface this fall, Man of Tomorrow, Batman Part 2. You know we're going to do Brave and the Bold, introducing Batman into the DCU. We talked about the Gorilla Grodd show.
Still talking about it.
That we'll start shooting this year. So, well, that's big news, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I probably shouldn't have said that. But in terms of what goes on beyond that, we'll talk about that when the time is right. But it's really important for us, like with everything, to get the scripts right, to get the story right. We're not in any rush. We want to do it right. We want to do it well. We want the stories to be crafted in a beautiful fashion. And, having a creative visionary like James Gunn at the head of DC gives us such an incredible advantage. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to work alongside him to tell these grand stories with these grand characters that we respect so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Great talking to you as well.
Yeah. The outside of Brave and the Bold. That was the only thing that they talked about I was interested in. Outside of Brave and the Bold, that was the only. I don't. None of those, as you guys know, I don't care about. Or in Lanterns. Lanterns. That last trailer was interesting enough to spike my interest in that series. It was things I was wanting to see out of that series. As far as and Batman Part 2, but that's not James Gunn's shit. As far as the stuff that James Gunn is doing in the DC universe, I'm gonna continue to be against this Gorilla Grodd DC or the Gorilla Grodd Jimmy Olsen show. The reason I'm against it is because I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I know people keep saying, it's setting up the villains. It's doing this. It's doing that. Like what? With Jimmy, we're setting up. Yeah. So I've given my complaints on the Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Grodd show before. I'm not gonna go into that now. Bitch about it, but we'll see what that show is going to be once more comes out about it. I don't right now. All we know is that Gorilla Grodd is going to be featured in well, I guess it's his show. Is it Jimmy's show or is it Gorilla Grodd show? Peter Safran just said we're working on a Gorilla Grodd show. So maybe it's both. They're both in it as much. I don't know. I don't really know how you do it. I mean, Jimmy Olsen versus the Daily Planet. Gorilla Grodd is a sophisticated big villain for the Flash, and not just for the Flash, but other members of the league and things like that. So just to see what Jimmy's going to be doing with Gorilla Grodd, I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what connection he has to Gorilla Grodd. This has been my question too. No one's talked about Paradise Lost, but before the gun lovers come and attack me in the comments, let me say they have been saying something about, I forget her name, supposed to be in Man of Tomorrow. She could be Wonder Woman, maybe. I don't know. Doubt it, but we'll see. Dirty Joker said, we can all agree that we want young Batman with Superman alongside the Justice League equals Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, etc. Yeah. I don't think it's two different shows. I think it's the same show, and I don't believe Waller's happening any longer. I think they did away with that, I believe. Olsen will be the protag, no doubt. I think it'd be more keen if it were Daily Planet centric, but whatever. It's early. I don't know. Yeah, yes, her, Gray. Adriana said that she may be Wonder Woman. Yes, Waller got benched, but as far as the whole Daily Planet centric, I agree with that as well. They threw me off with the Jimmy Olsen show when okay, what's his name? Corn Sweat not being in it. Okay, I could see, you not doing that, but you're not going to have Brosnan in it as well. You're going to have both of them just absent from. So yeah, you're going to be having a Jimmy Olsen show with Gorilla Grodd. Until more details come out, I can't really say what they're going to be doing. So don't know. Quasimodo said, why Jimmy and Grodd though? I hope we get Flash cameo or mention. You'll probably get a mention. Probably get a hey, just so everybody knows, the Flash is somewhere here. Just so y'all all know. Just so everybody's clear. In the DC universe, in Central City where we are, Flash is here somewhere. It's here somewhere. But instead of when Gorilla Grodd attacks, instead of yelling, summon the Flash, we're gonna yell for Jimmy Olsen. Send Jimmy. Let him report on it. So I don't know. I don't really know what the show's about, what they're doing at all. I think Perry's in it. I think Perry is going to be in it. But the others no. The others won't be in it. So the others won't be in it at all. There were some other things here, some little minor things I had saved. Go back to that. Okay, yeah, this part. Let's look at this. So the some of these figures are leaking. Let me see if I can show this with the right. So this is our first look at Thor in Doomsday. They do also now these are most of these are this is the only clear one I've been able to find. These other ones are blurry. They've got Thor here, James Marsden, Cyclops. This is going to be Chris Evans. He's going to be in a t-shirt and some work pants. And he'll have Mjolnir. And then they also had one of Mystique and it's a 2-pack with Mystique and Yelena. Doom. Again, these are blurry because they're leaked, but the Fantastic Four are all wearing this exact same thing. They're their suits, but they've got like on these like, I don't know, hiking jackets or whatever the fuck, because the MCU can never just do fucking dope ass costumes. Mystique is going to be having on a variation of that white dress, but it'll be turned into pants and like, some type of athletic something or another. Elena's going to wear what she normally wears. I don't know who this is next to Cab. I'm not even sure who this is. I'm not sure. Let me see. Does the comments know who that is? Is that Ghost? Okay. The fuck? All right. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the leak stuff from the for Doomsday from Hasbro. But they're going to be doing a lot more. Be doing a lot more. There should be a lot more coming from Hasbro. Did Ghost die? Ghost didn't die. What's her name died? Taskmaster. Taskmaster died. I was about to say, damn, did Ghost die? Taskmaster died. All right. And the last thing that I'll look at here, something I really didn't care about too much from the trailer or from the season 1 was the Avatar. I think that this is still going to be a crock of shit, but yeah, them kids is definitely grown. Them kids is definitely grown. Ain't gonna be. I'm telling you, when he gets to the Fire Lord Ozai, where are you? He's definitely going to be. He's going to be a fully grown man going after Fire Lord Ozai. That scene wasn't bad. I didn't like the first season. I'll probably check out this season, but I did not like the first season. If anything, I'll just go watch the animated show again. And as you guys know, as I've had time to marinate on that movie that I didn't have to wait for October till, I didn't like that movie really. But I will say this, at SDCC, Avatar Studios has some big news coming for a project. They've got some news on the video game they're doing that it's cool if you're playing it, but they got some news on some more projects coming up at San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm excited for that because hopefully I'm sure they'll probably address the movie thing even then too, but they've got some news. So Avatar Studios is giving some news that is coming out soon there on Netflix. If you watch the first season, you'll like this one as well, probably. So, but yeah, guys, that is really it though. Tomorrow I'm going to save some of the stuff for tomorrow though. So just because I don't know what the news day was like for today, there was some other stuff I wanted to go over, like Shang-Chi, 2 getting finally talked about. There were some other things in here too. The Werewolf by Night stuff and the Midnight Sun stuff I wanted to talk about. The X-Men season 2 trailer, which looks really good. They're talking about Connor Story in as Hulkling. There's a bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk about as well. I mean, this disastrous $3.65 film. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about more, but I want to see what else comes on the news from today so I can add it to tomorrow. So if you liked what you saw today, come on back tomorrow because we're going to be live same time, same place. And then I'm live tomorrow night with Marcus and Chill for our Pantheon stream. And then, of course, I'm going to try to be live again Friday morning for my own stream, and then starting again next week, getting back into the routine of things. So again, if you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I hope to see you guys all in the very next video. Thank you guys for the supers from I Am 2Fly Cam and from Andre. Appreciate that very much. Y'all hit the like button like Quan said. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Xavier. Take care, Ricardo. We should never be forced to make such what did Blackhawk say? He said, I would take House of Dragon girl over a Revo chick today. Yeah, I think we all would. So like, subscribe, share with your friends. I will see all of you guys in the very next video. Peace out. Oh, okay. Now peace.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl. Oh, yeah. This is my part right here. Ooh, if I did everything, the biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah.